Hello everyone, welcome back to Stonehearth with BANTO. So in the recent video we were trying to solve the food situation and it looks like we're heading in a good direction. I also want to say that I noted in the video that we wanted to be able to stunt the trees before we reach the state. We want to stunt it and his team has already delivered, so in upcoming updates we're gonna be able to stunt them and set them I want to stunt them in this growth. So it's going to reduce the micromanagement, so that's going to be awesome. So let's start here first with Goblin Rattley. I'm just going to pause in case this one, the Explorer, will be back in 0 hours. So, greetings once more friends, says the Northerner as he puts a small bowl for feeding the pets by your banner. Rattley showing herself to be a very promising bone carver. Bones, she seems very happy and grateful. Thor seems very proud. We think you should have her latest creation. So can you? Thank you. You're welcome, says Rattley with a smile. Torl pats her head before continuing. She's a great apprentice. Bone carving is an art as ancient as the stars, very important to my people. He rests his hand over his heart. Curiously enough, it is also a tradition for the goblins. Fascinating. Taurus looks around, scratching his mustache. You folks from the southern lands are not accustomed to carving bones. Raises his brow, clearly having an idea. I'm teaching Rattley. One more apprentice wouldn't hurt. We're gonna hunting trip soon, and I can teach a mason if willing. He smiles. All I ask is for some supplies for the days will be gone, and bones, yes, Rattley. Yeah, we can do that. That's a good idea. Taurus rejoices. Haha, good. I knew you would appreciate the invitation. It is hard to not appreciate intricate bones craftsmanship. Bones, yes, Rattley. Once more, bone friend. We will head back to the camp. Send your mason our way whenever you are ready. Awesome. Cool. Okay, the Explorer returns and we have the picket fence gates. We'll be receiving 2 of those golems. That should be awesome. So we don't complete the food yet, but you can see we went from 0 food to 213. We're doing really good, but we have to keep doing good as well. And I'm considering sometimes in the near future to start working on a restaurant, a tavern like that, where we can actually do stuff, or we can have like a bakery. That would be awesome to have separate buildings. So supplies for the trip, they want prepared food, some healing tonics, they want bones. Another thing you guys noted in a previous video was that we should probably prepare for a little bit of tougher times against enemies, because we're probably gonna need to be able to treat the wounded people soon. We need to have probably a Cleric soon, potentially a knight, so we can withstand the coming enemies, but we are very limited to the amount of people. I probably think we don't need to have 2 farmers in the long run, so we might make one of them something else later on. Let's see, BANTO is a level 2 footman. We could make him a lord, and that should be an upgrade for him. Let's do that. You can see he is poisoned at the moment. They got a weak poison. So what we do, let's see, how did we become an Cleric? We have to be first herbalist, right? Then we go Cleric. The herbalist we can become directly. Okay, awesome. So let's see these people. So I know Vokri wanted to be an Cleric or a herbalist. Doesn't have the best spirit for it, but doesn't matter too much. High spirit hearthling will easily befriend animals. Craft exceptional items, so we don't really need that much, really. I thought that would increase the healing. I feel like it did before. High mind allows hearthling to quickly grasp, meditative crafting, pleasant leniency. It could be that willpower or something like that did it. I feel like it said that decreased healing before, but no matter. We need to make an herbalist staff, so let's do that. Hopefully this is not gonna hurt the food production. I think we're doing fairly good with it. We're going up a tiny bit. Just have to pay attention, right? So BANTO got his new setup. He's an apprentice miner, not the apprentice lord miner. Very nice. And we need some more stones, but I think we will mine that. But let's start with the first thing first. We need a herbalist staff. And yeah, also Joy said in the comments, we can actually double click these ones. We can send them to high priority, low priority, or Got a secondary crafting, so even if I want to maintain this, I can double click that, move that over. So this is the priority one. So we always try to maintain some fuel. And I think, in my opinion, I'm not sure what you guys think. With Ace, you need to have fuel, which is really cool for cooking and stuff. But I almost feel like this one should be added as a default thing that's ticked in, because as a new player, you have so much things to grasp in Stonehearth. So I feel like it would be good if this one would be by default ticked in here. Just so people don't like feel they get stuck because they don't know what they're doing, right? There's a lot of things to learn. But yeah, herbalist staff, what do we need for that again? Need some flowers, I think. Healing herbs, okay. So to get healing herbs, what we have to do pretty much is to look around in nature for some of those, and we're pretty much looking for purplish, reddish herbs. We can see this is a mild one. This one might count as one. Okay, yeah, that's from a different mod, so it doesn't work. Here we have one. There we go. Healing herbs, awesome. There's some mushrooms over there. I guess we may gather them. Not gonna focus too much on it. And we also have a lot of these that we can harvest for herbs. It just says the herbs on that one, okay. We also have these for zesty herbs, so I think we can probably harvest them as well, right? Would be nice to get some more. Here's Rattley and Torv, by the way. This is where they set their camp. It's always fun to like find where they have their camp. Rattley's super happy, hopefully wishing for some more bones, right? More bones. Great. Torv doesn't look very happy. Alright, okay. David achieved cook level 2, cool. Oh, here's some more, there we go. So now we're just gonna make sure we go and pick that up, right? So let's take BANTO. It's not gonna do the job anymore. It's not gonna be doing... It's gonna be doing hauling pretty much, I think it is. Let's see. Gather. Chopping tree, plucking plants, picking fruits and nuts. So we probably should have a gather on him. So if we go like that... Let's try that for a while. And yeah, we did get those golems from the quests. So these are really cool. They can carry one item at a time if they haven't changed it. And they just go around and just loot things, and they will keep doing good things for you. It's really awesome. Really great. And considering we are a little bit low on people now, we have 10 people. It's quite a bit, but we have a low amount of people for doing everything we want to do at this point. So it's going to be very helpful to have those. Fishing, let's see. Maybe remove job from Vokril for a moment, because Vokril is gonna be doing some healing soon anyway, right? So hopefully we can pick those up soon. We had a lot of these growing here, which we can't harvest them. They're just decorative flowers pretty much. What I want to do for now, actually, I'm gonna cancel. You can sort this way, but you can also click down here. That means you pause the activity for everyone temporarily. And I think this might be a good thing, because then maybe they can focus on some other things, like harvesting, get some more stone. We have a lot of different small little tasks. I'm actually going to cancel a few of them as well, just so we can get the healing going, because it is really important. We need to treat the wounds and stuff like that. Fisher level 2, crabs. The fisher can now craft and place traps to capture crabs. Amazing. And we're gonna put them out once we can. It's gonna be great. You know, something that would be cool, so Bruno that made the fisher mod, what do you guys think? Wouldn't it be really cool if I could click this? Like, think of these chimneys, right? So these chimneys you can extend how you want it. What if you can click this one? And you could extend it out so they actually can walk out on it. And also it adds these little poles depending on how long you make it. I think that would be real awesome. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure how advanced it would be to add that, but I think that would be super cool. And I wonder, could you attach one at the side here? If we had another one. Okay. Let's see, have we harvested that one? No, okay. Okay, we're making that one. Awesome. So soon we're gonna start growing some herbs. It's gonna be great. How are we doing with food? It's going up. Awesome. But anyway, let's go into the cook anyway. And as you can see here, like I showed before, we can double click that to bring it down. We can also change the number. We can move the craft order to the end of the queue. So instead of having to click and drag, you can just move it up like that. Really handy because the UI is a little bit sluggish from time to time. So I think that's very helpful. And since we do have some seasoning, I might wait a little bit with it, but we might do some sausages soon and we can roast those, right? We do maintain these. How many do we have? 0 at the moment. So what I want to do, I'm going to put this to be a priority crafting. Like this craft change is so amazing. It's so great. So hopefully the next time we're getting another one to join. Look at that. Got a little golem going around. And I do think probably that the stave is done. Promotion middle of the night. That's what we do. Congratulations, 2 AM. You have been promoted. I mean, it could be a good thing, right? Here we go. Vokri Evergreen, level 1 herbalist. So let's put them to work. Ooh, look at this fancy menu. I feel like maybe some stuff has changed in here since I last had a herbalist. And I do have some seasonal mods activated. I should have probably deactivated them before this. But I do have some frost feast stuff. I'm not sure if I can deactivate them middle of playthrough because maybe I should. But anyway, let's see what more we're gonna do. Do we need this one gardener bench? I don't think so. We're gonna make some of these gardens. So these are gardens where we will experiment and try to find new crops so we can grow more things. It's really cool. And we're gonna need some planters. So the starter one is the small one. Let's make 8 of those, but we're already gonna like queue up to do these. Oh, you need chunk of dirt for this. How do we get chunk of dirt? From clay, okay. So it's easy. That's kind of cool. Realism, right? Let's make 6 of these and let's make 6 of these. I'm not sure if we're gonna use all of those, but we're gonna make them basket of lingonberries. And they can actually make some lingonberry food as well. It's cool. And we're gonna need the Cleric tome once we can make it. Promote Hearthling to Cleric. So let's put that at the very top. So whenever possible we do it. Oh nice, we beat it. Leafy Carlmine, let's join us. Okay, awesome, welcome to town. Let's see what stats we got. Got 6 free, that's some good stuff. And since I've sold some things, I'm gonna enable building again. We can also reorganize this one, structure it up like that. A trader approaches. 20 bundle of wood, back 3 days, getting 5 curtains. I mean, it's kind of good in a way, but I'm gonna keep my firewood for now. But at the same time with the game, it feels like there's not much reason to actually decline it, because if you do accept it, you can decide to fulfill it later. Because there's no like downside to accepting a quest and being like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, or failing it. There's like, you don't really lose anything for doing it like that. Okay, cool. You know, another thing would be cool, I know we have different roofs. So this well roof, even if it's wood, what if we can change the color of the roof? You know, just like we can change the color of the more fancier beds. I think that would be great. I can go like blue roof, purple roof, brown roof, whatever roof you want to go for, or the one we have over there. The reason I would want that is because the roof have different shapes, so it would be nice to maybe be able to just change the color of the roof. I wonder if these are maybe too whitish, but I think I will put stuff on them, probably like some flowers and stuff. That should be good. Yeah, it should be good. But that's a cool, get another person. Let's see what we're gonna name them. think I'm gonna go for Tammy, Professor, and loves juice. Awesome. Welcome, Tammy. Hope you're gonna enjoy this. So let's see, supplies for the trip. I'm gonna wait a bit more with that. And another thing I did yesterday was experiment with a bit with houses. So what I did, not this one. What I did was like, I made this one, so it is essentially the same house as that one. And then I made another one, which is exactly kind of the same, but it also adds this thing. So I think that approach is pretty good when you want to make a town, but you maybe don't want to restart making houses over and over. You want to like be a bit efficient and stuff like that. Grandma Shenba, an elderly woman fully dressed as a cook, approaches with a smile. Oh, hello there, dearie. You wouldn't mind if I stopped here for a moment, would you? Of course not. You seem like a real sweetie. I'm Grandma Shenba, the internet cooking matriarch of the desert, but you may call me Grandma. She looks around, apparently satisfied. I've been traveling for many years now, spreading delicacies of the rice children cuisine of my own special recipes. You have to try my cookies. So, I'm not entirely sure if I actually met her. So let's see what she has to say. Probably cooking, right? Oh, I feel very welcome, dearie. Don't worry about me. She takes a moment to breathe, visibly tired. It is these old bones that are making the eternal part of my job a little bit more challenging lately. I'm sure that Rattley over here would like some bones. She seems to catch some smell in the air and is immediately draws to it. Oh, I can smell a very promising food, yes. Whoever is cooking has a long road ahead, though. Not a dangerous one, mind you, but a very tasty one. She giggles kindly and pauses for a moment, tapping the fingers against her chin as if deciding what we'll have for lunch. It might help to learn some important things early on. If you're interested how to organize your kitchen, how to be a good baker, and how to preserve your food, tell us, Grandma. Oh, I will. You youngsters nowadays are always impatient. She shakes her head. Don't worry, dearie. I'm planning on telling you these things all along. She takes off her glasses, cleaning them for a moment. The first thing a master cook must know is how to organize their kitchen. Discipline and companionship help, of course, but the real secret is dividing the task. Do you know you can tell your cooks to focus on different recipe categories? In fact, I'm sure this tip is useful for every other crafter, depending on the situation. Just pray make sure to never have a category with no one assigned. You can disable or enable crafts by clicking the small head icon on the right of each category in the workshop to recipe list. So that's a really useful one. Pretty sure I was part of the idea behind that together with the people at Ace. It's really cool. It's very useful there. With an organized kitchen, you could have someone focus on only baking, which is awesome. You can have a baker. You see a light shining on her eyes, and this is a good idea since baking is a very complex process. But it results in a sophisticated, delicious recipe. Most baking recipes will start with flour and kneaded dough. These conversations are, in my opinion, sometimes too long, but it's nice as well, right? You learn a lot of things and you meet Grandma. Which must rise before it can be used? She watches you carefully, making sure you got listening. You need a good serves for that, so remember to create a leavening table. Those would rise fast, in a matter of hours, but only when they are done rising you'll be able to use them. No one wants a sunken bread. She smiles, and workload balance is essential because the doughs can spoil quite quickly. Oh, it's not that bad, dearie, but it's definitely important. Food preservation is something that I've learned from my own grandma since I was a little girl with rolling pins chasing cactuslings away from her pies. She giggles, looking away while reminiscing her old times. Just having food for properly stored in any kind of container like a crate, chest will already give it some extra time. What you'll really want is a proper cooling box. Most mason and potter can craft one. And if you can ever afford it, an engineer is able to create a proper refrigerator. This will keep food preserved for a long time. Even longer than Grandma is in age, maybe. She rubs her hands together, satisfied. I never served a meal that didn't look fresh and delicious. Nor should you. Fresh food is healthy food. Indeed, cooking is not a dairy, but it's also a skill and I can be practiced and improved. Everyone dreams about their grandmother's cookie pies and cakes, but they forget that they too may be a grandparent one day. She chuckles, her eyes full of kindness. Your young and aspiring cook will do wonders, I'm sure of it. So pray hold this advice, close your heart, sweetie, organize your kitchen, let those rise on a living table, preserve ingredients and your food. Nothing brings people together like a home-cooked meal. She sighs, holding her own back for a moment. If you allow me, I must rest for a day before I return the road. Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your stay, Grandma. So yeah, I think those kind of tutorials are really nice. I think they work very well. But yeah, there's some rain going on. Alright, so I had some visual glitches, but we're back again. Awesome. Kaladin, level 2 Trapper, awesome. Trapper will occasionally choose to turn a particular fine element into pet job opportunities. Qualified advanced job, click the remote command details. Okay, so I think we may be able to trap different animals now. Yeah, we can do some... Let's try some bug trapping around. They can be kind of useful early on for some food as well. If we go to bug, then we have like bug meat skewer. So this isn't a very like, you know, tasty meal, but it is a food at least, right? So I'm just gonna maintain like 6. I'm not sure how much we're gonna be cooking it, but it's like, I guess, a reserve meal. Do we even wanna cook it? Do we have any reason for it? Actually, no, let's just go for those. I don't think we need to make it. If it's like not a good food, why should we be making it? Let's go like that. Should be good. And we're getting the oven soon, that's great. It allows us to cook even more things. Ah, we can make some fish stew, okay. I'm gonna make a bunch of those, like let's put 8 of those. Okay, there we go, awesome. So yeah, let's see how we gotten some stuff done. Herbalist lab, we should get a nice little building for them later as well. I think for now at least, you can probably take this building. In this case, I'm actually gonna have... I kind of want it to be almost like a store. So you stand here and work, right? And then we might want to have some... Let's go to craft and place. It should be using... If you have them in inventory, it should be using the ones we have, if I remember. Instead of queuing up new ones. So we want to look into... containers. So this is where you put like newly crafted items. So I think it kind of makes sense as a fun way to put them like this. I know there was some, I think was it that bar counter, I think? Dan said that you can actually put things to sell on, I think. Quite useful in shops as display for customers, yeah. So what we could do if we want to is to like... What is this? That's like an end. So what I'm gonna do... I'm not sure how this is gonna look or not. Or how it's gonna work. I just want to see, can I put 2 of them next to each other and then I can put items on them just for fun, just to see, right? And then we need some containers. Small supply cask. I think you should be able to potentially to put some stuff in this one for the herbalist, if I don't misremember that. We can also do some shelves on the side or on the back wall. Yeah, I guess. I think on the side there, hopefully is fine. I'm just a little bit scared that I will be kind of like, you know, blocking off them from actually working. So let's try one over there. We can also put one on the ground under it. We can still walk up there, so that should be fine. Sounds like a really hot day, wow. Today is hot and sunny. Fair reduced humidity, normal sunlight level. Wind is gentle breeze, unsheltered hearthlings are too hot to work. Yeah, okay. I think I actually started to queue up some summer hats. Are they all of them named Summer? Summerfelt crafter hat. So maybe we want to make some more of these. Okay, we got some invaders. There's some undead. I hope BANTO can deal with them on his own, hopefully. I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully. But that's why we got the herbalist going. And hopefully that is put inside of the house already. Should be pretty soon, I think. Okay, let's see. BANTO probably on his way somewhere. Here BANTO comes, and he do have his fish and his beautiful, beautiful helmet. Yeah, I think you can deal with him. Awesome. He might be getting poisoned, yeah. Undead infection. Oh, nice. Another one join us. Awesome. Mana Pounder. Welcome, welcome. That should be easy. I think while they're fighting, I'm just gonna have a look at this. Free. Very balanced hearthling. Cool. Okay, that was an easy fight for Mr. BANTO, right? There we go. Awesome. Even got the spool of thread. Great. So... Oh, wow. Why do I have tons of dry grass over here? Was it on a building? Ah, I think it was when we were building these, grass came on the ground. Because if I remember correctly, when a building is done, if stuff is like on the roof and stuff, it teleports to the banner, right? I think so. Because this was like, why is there a ton of grass? Are they sacrificing the grass so they're gonna burn it? Okay, so... the herbalist should be put to work very soon, I assume. Nice. And what we can do here as well then is to put a bed. I'm actually gonna see if I can make a good bed. So here's one. So this is the one you can change colors. I just click button and it changes the color. I'm gonna go for red one, kind of like that. Gonna put a dresser in here. Go. We can also have like a little table, a little chair if you want to, but you can sit and eat and stuff. So let's go with dining table. We can have this and search for some chairs. I still feel like the search thing should always be visible, no matter how far you scroll down. Like it should be a separate thing, not attached to this thing. It would be amazing. I'm actually gonna try to go for some fancy chairs. There we go. So the weaver and carpenter might have a lot of cool things to do now, potentially. Because now we're gonna need fine stuffing. Are we able to do that? Feather, wool and cotton. Okay, so yeah, that should be doable. Cool. I also want to see if we can potentially craft and place some... if you have some cool decoration we can put here. So I was thinking some statues. Maybe that. Some lights would be cool. These would probably fit in there pretty good as well. But at the moment I'm using them there. I kind of wish I could like study these to clone them and then I can craft them. If they exist in the world, I could send like a researcher or I could send the crafter of that profession that can craft that to like, okay, I can study this. And the study might be like a very long study, but eventually learn to craft that. I think that would be cool. I'm not sure if that fits in with the vision of Stonehearth, but I think it would be pretty cool. So we're gonna go only for herbalist stuff in this. Let's see, what can we have in this one? We can have one kind of items. So I'm thinking that we put in some herb. If possible, or some potion. So let's have maybe small healing tonics in it. Might have a few of those. And with that we should probably also look into maybe queuing up some of that. But first we have to start growing things, and I think Did I put one out? Yeah. And I think it would be nice if we make it feel like, for now, even though we might make a new house, make it feel like, oh, this is the weaver's house. They have like crops outside growing the house, so it's really feel like this kind of like flowery place with a lot of life around it. Should be great, I hope. And then we have the beautiful little oven. I'm gonna put it in here. It's gonna be really delicious stuff made in that. I'm actually gonna remove a few things. I'm gonna undeploy that bed. And I'm considering potentially upgrading the beds. I'm considering also removing one of the beds. But we don't have so many bed spots at the moment, so I don't think we should. But I want to move that away so we can make place for a kitchen. And it would be fun to make some, you know, underground houses as well. I love to make those. They are very nice. It would be kind of good to make some storage building. I think we'll make that in the next video. We're gonna focus on doing that. Should be great. But yeah, food is increasing. It might be the next day as well. Awesome. But yeah, everyone, thanks for watching today's episode. If you want a name in the game in our town, do let me know in the comments. I'll gladly looking into adding you in the future downtown. And thanks for watching, and thanks to members for supporting me here on YouTube, and everyone watching, you're awesome. So thanks for watching, and have a great time. See you soon again. Have a good one.